Hi guys, and welcome back to today's video. I hope you guys are all doing great. As you can tell from the title, I'm going to be sharing with you how our family organizes our homeschool without really having a designated homeschool room. You know, we do have a little bit of a smaller house, so I've organized things a little bit differently. We tend to organize things by categories instead of an overall idea, if that makes sense. So instead of having, like I said, that designated room where I put all the crafts, all the homeschool things, just everything curriculum related into one room, I've kind of had to jump around a little bit and put things in categories, if that makes sense. So I'll show you kind of where our curriculum shelf is, and then we have shelves that are designated just to our kids' books and games, their little nature baskets, and then I have a separate space for their arts and crafts, and then another separate space just for the educational activities and things like that that I know that my 3-year-old will love doing while I'm working with my kindergartner. And then I also have not really a morning basket per se, it's more of a morning cart. And I'll go through that with you and show you how that is laid out as well as just little artsy things that I always have out on the dining room table. So my kids are always and can easily access like the drawing and things like that whenever they want to. But yeah, I do actually love it. The more that we've kind of organized and the more that we've used these little spaces around our home to organize a homeschool, I actually really am thankful for it and I'm really glad for it. And the reason being is because our whole goal in education is to create the whole atmosphere of learning, to create, I don't know, just not a closed off area for learning, but to make their entire world a learning experience. And I think that having a little learning things everywhere scattered throughout the house really help us provide that goal to our children, which is, like I said, to provide that whole atmosphere of learning for them. And I love it. Like wherever they look, wherever they are, they have the opportunity to either open the cabinet and pull out a game. They're able to easily access their books and their nature shelf. And as you'll see later, the reason why I have the arts and crafts cabinet out there is because of all like the glue and everything like that. But I do have things that they are able to easily access, like the crayons and stuff out here on the table pretty much all the time. So they know no matter where they are in the house, they can learn, they can grow, they can read, they can do all these wonderful things, instead of having it all confined in one place and shutting the door and then in their mind thinking, okay, well now I don't have to learn because the schoolroom door is closed. Which it's funny because we did at one point have that designated room, and that's kind of the way it was treated. It was like, well, once we're out of the schoolroom, we no longer have to learn, we no longer have to do the things and things like that. So I'm actually really thankful that we've kind of, the kids have taken over the house, so to speak. So my husband and I joke around a lot saying like the kids practically own every room in the house. I'm like, well, they do, yeah. Just because of all those storage things and things like that. But we both do love it. And we love, like I said, it just gives them the opportunity to grow and learn at their own pace. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. So here are the 2 curriculum shelves. Because I only have 2 little ones in school right now, I only need 2 of the shelves, but they do go all the way up. But yeah, I do love our built-ins. We use them for pretty much everything. And yeah, so we have our kindergartner's curriculum. We have the Math for Living Education, and the Good and the Beautiful Language Arts. And then I also have in his little basket on his shelf, I have just some basic reading things, a few little math manipulatives and things like that for his kindergarten shelf. So all of his actual curriculum will be just on one place, so I always know where all of his stuff is. And then for my preschooler, the exact same thing. I have all of her little beginning little booklets, her little preschool folder. And then I have our preschool life box down here. If you want an updated review on this, we've actually really been enjoying it. But yeah, so there is our preschool life subscription that we love. And then also her little basket here on her shelf, full of just manipulatives, and then she has her nature hunt notebook. There we go. That's also part of our preschool life subscription box. So she's been loving that, along with just some flashcards, and then also her Good and the Beautiful little things that are too small to just like freestanding on the shelf, if that makes sense. And then for her, I do have the language arts pre-K course, as well as just some basic handwriting, letter sounds, and things like that. But yeah, that's actually the only 2 shelves that I have designated for curriculum. Over here, as you can tell, we have a lot of just little kids books. They have all of their nature stuff on the top shelf here. That's definitely their favorite thing to learn about and to study. And then they also always keep all their little nature treasures and things like that in the basket here. So whenever they do want to do any type of learning about nature, they'll do little unit studies too. So they'll take some pine cones and we'll learn about pine cones that they found, little seashells that we found at the creek the other day, some geos that we also found at the creek. And yeah, just fun little things like that, to where if they do want to learn about one of these, then they can go and get either nature anatomy or ocean anatomy, and just learn more about what they're interested in. And then of course just some little basic beginning puzzles that I always keep up here for our little ones. These are part of the My Father's World curriculum, these ones down here. And then Madeline right now loves these. And then on this side is all of our just like character books and devotionals that we try to do every single morning as well. And then up here in this basket, I have all of our like little card games, things like that. And for me, this keeps me in check when it comes to actually purchasing games, is I make sure that everything I buy will fit into this little basket as far as little games. And once this basket is full, I either need to go through and either pass on and donate what's not being played with, or just simply not buy any more little games. So I try to keep it under control for the most part. The next section I have is actually right off of the kitchen island here, and that is their kind of educational activities. These are all the activities that my 3-year-old loves to do while I'm working with my kindergartner. So if I am working on a reading lesson or a math lesson with my kindergartner, I always tell her, hey, go pick something out of the activity cabinet, and these are all the fun little activities that she likes to do. So in this basket, I of course have the chalkboard, because she loves doing chalk. And then this is actually Oliver's little stickers, tractors and trucks, paint by sticker, which she also loves doing. And then this is actually really similar to the Melissa and Doug Water Wows, only it's using the paintbrush. And they can do, like you just use water and paint with it. So yeah, it's a ton of fun. They love this one as well. They actually just did it. But yeah, so they love painting with water with that. And again, it's an easy, accessible thing that she can do whenever she wants. And then also in here is I have her little connects. I've shared these so many times on my channel. She loves these. She also loves doing this little bear activity. She'll put the little bear counters in the cups, and she'll either do fun math little things or just put them in the different colors, and she loves that activity. And then she also loves these match learner shapes and colors, and the numbers and quantities are also really fun, but she really likes those. And then of course her boogie board down here is also really, really fun. I've shared about that on our channel. I'll have that video linked down below, but she loves that. And then her little xylophone, which she also loves. And then her little magnetic drawing board down here. And then her imagination patterns. This is also really, really fun. She loves doing the imagination patterns. It's little magnetic shapes that you put together and create little animals or just little pictures with them. And then she has a folder back here that's called, sorry, it's noisy, her Teach My Toddler, and there's all kinds of just like little puzzles and fun activities for her to do in there. But yeah, so that's just a separate little learning cabinet that she likes to use while I'm working with Oliver. And next, like I said before, I do have this little white caddy where I keep just really easily accessible little artsy things for them to do. They love drawing, so I keep this on our dining room table here, and just with some paper, and then they have their pencils, crayons, and just another huge jar of pencils because they really do prefer them. Although mommy sometimes does get tired of sharpening them, but they love it, so that's okay. But yeah, so that's just their little caddy that I always keep on the table. That way, whenever they feel like drawing, they don't have to ask or anything. They can just come up here and create whatever it is that they want to. The next thing is this little 3-tiered cart. I actually found this at a thrift store. Oh my goodness, probably 2 weeks ago, something like that, but I've been loving it so far. The same one or something really similar you can probably get at Target, I believe. But yeah, I will kind of show you what's in it and how we use it. One of the favorite things that I love about it is it actually is on wheels. So every probably Sunday night, I've been reloading the basket for what we want to work on in the morning. Now everything in here we might not get to every single day, or should I say everything in the basket is not meant for getting through in one day. It's really for that like first couple of days or even week. But some of the things that we are doing right now is the Big Thoughts for Little People, a little character book which I'm loving. The Garden, the Curtain, and the Cross is a wonderful, wonderful book to teach the kids about the gospel. The Tortoise and the Hare is also a great book for character building. It's about perseverance. And then Why Do Birds Sing? That was Oliver's choice to do this morning. And then our 2 read alouds that we've been working on are The First 4 Years from Little House on the Prairie. And the Bluebirds and Their Neighbors is wonderful. It's like the birds and animals are like talking to each other. It's really, really cute. And then for nature study, we've been going through nature notes. And then a fun idea, which this is not my idea, this is from the Homegrown Preschooler. I shared that curriculum not too long ago. But it actually came with these little cards, like stretch like a cat, climb like a monkey. And if your kiddos are doing sheet work or anything like that, even if it's handwriting for, you know, that 10 minutes a day and they need to get the little wiggle worms out, what I do is I pull these little cards out and we just do a bunch of them. We'll like roll up in a ball like a hedgehog, you know, we'll climb like a monkey, stretch like a cat. And they have so much fun with these, plus it gets the little wiggle worms out, and they are then able to come sit back down at the table and finish up their handwriting and just their little important things like that. But yeah, I highly recommend doing something like that. They just think it is the greatest thing ever to have those cards. And then another part of our nature study are these little flashcards learning about different pine trees. And then as well as the frog life cycle. Oliver's been really into learning about frogs. He actually collected a bunch of tadpoles in a creek the other day. So we're gonna have fun watching them grow and turn into a little frog. So we got these little cards to kind of watch and go along with that life cycle in general. So yeah, that's fun. And then every day we've been trying to go outside for probably 3 hours minimum, especially if it's nice out. If it's nice out, honestly, they'll be out for 5 to 8 hours. But I do really like these Hello Nature activity cards. We have been loving these. They are so much fun. This is perfect because it's a frog. But every day we will get one of these out. And yeah, the difference between frogs and toads, and so that's perfect to go along with our little frog unit study that we're getting ready to do. But yeah, he loves these. And then of course they're full of just all kinds of different activities and stuff that we can do with the kids. I'm gonna actually leave that frog one out because we're gonna look at that later. And then the Snap It Up game, I've also shared this a lot too with word families and reading. That is something that we're doing every day this week, as well as our learning to read flashcards. The second shelf down here, I have Ellie's little shelf. And right now she is working on number recognition. So I found these on a website called Thistles and Biscuits. I love the website. First of all, the artwork on these is beautiful. I printed it off on cardstock, but what it is, she just counts the little eucalyptus leaves and then comes up with a number. It's great for number recognition. So she is working on these right now, as well as these little matching cards and stuff like that. So there's 2 different sets of these, so she can match up the shapes and let me know what they are and kind of get to know the kind of the word that goes with it. So those are her flashcards. And another activity that I like to have on hand for her, if she's at the table with us, which she always is when we're doing school, is she likes doing these little lacing shapes. These are fantastic if you have a little one who really just needs some busy work to keep them busy until you can get to their lesson, or if they just want to be included, they can sit up at the table and just lace these together. She loves it. It keeps her busy for at least 20-25 minutes because she likes doing them all. And yeah, she loves these and she'll do them over and over again. So I always keep these on her little shelf here. That way they're easily accessible. And then she also really loves doing the Cruisinaire rods. Essentially what it is you have little rods here. Let me get the book so I can show you. And then what they do is you can pick out which letter you want to work on. So if she wanted to work on letter L, she could take the little rods and kind of write the L's with the little rods and the little shapes. So this is really, really great, especially for preschool when they're learning how to form the letters. And then they can also put the rods on the book and create all kinds of fun things just using the rods. So yeah, she really likes this, and I always try to keep that on hand as well. The last thing I have in Ellie's side here is the pre-writing activities. This is obviously a fall one. I use it all the time, so it's not really just for fall, but yes, it is fall themed, so ignore that. But yeah, it's just, I laminated all of these little pre-writing sheets so she can take the little dry erase marker and go through however many of these she wants. She looks like she got to it already. But yeah, so she can just follow the lines, there's slants and things like that, and everything like that. So she's been loving this, and it's a great pre-writing activity for her to do. For Oliver right now, the things that are a priority, of course, is handwriting. With handwriting and reading lessons, we really don't take a break on that during the summer. But for handwriting, we've actually really been loving Draw Right Now. We will draw the little picture. He's been really loving the chicken at the beginning of the book, Tractor. So what we do is we draw the picture and then we will write out the sentence together. So it's great to not only have fun drawing, but to make the drawing come alive, hi sweetie, by actually writing out the sentences together. So it's great, great practice. And he's not just writing words, he's actually writing sentences and seeing how the words flow together. So we've really, really been enjoying the Draw Right Now series. Next thing I have for Oliver, just for something fun to do in the summer, is just a really simple language art books full of just sight words and again some good handwriting practices. I try not to let them have too many gaps when it comes to actual beginning reading, especially if they're just learning how to read, because I want them to be able to build upon the blocks that they already know and not forget and have to start over again. So I always try to have some fun little books like that we can keep those skills fresh during the summer. And it's also just a simple, bright book, and he actually really enjoys doing these simple little books. And then of course, something that we do every day is the reading lessons, and we've been enjoying the Teach Your Child to Read in 100 Easy Lessons. So after we do the reading lesson, after we do just maybe some simple things in here if he wants to, and some handwriting practice, we will head outside as part of our 1,000 Hours Outside Challenge, and we'll honestly head outside to do our math right now. I do have, like I showed you, the Math Through a Living Education. I do have that, but I'm focusing on my little ones being outdoors and giving them that environment and free time before school will start full time. But meanwhile, this is what we're working on for the summer, at least for this week. Every week this will probably change, and I love that concept because next week all of these books will be different. We do a lot of read aloud, so these 2 books will be complete. We'll have 2 more in there. We'll probably have another nature book in here, some new little small little unit study type things for them to do. But yeah, so for the most part this will change on a weekly basis. Like I said, on Sunday night I go through, and obviously there's a few things like down there that will stay in there for the following week, but I'll switch out a lot of the little simple books and the simple learning things. The actual lesson things, like his reading lessons and things like that, it only takes probably the most it will take is probably half an hour a day to actually get the reading and writing and things like that done. It does not take long at all for preschool and kindergarten. So yeah, everything else is just unit-based and kind of child-led interests and things like that. But yeah, that is honestly everything, or all the sections that we use for organizing our actual education, both curriculum, books, and things like that. And I'm loving the cart. I've really been enjoying it so far. Well guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. I really appreciate you being here. And again, if you are new here, hi, my name is Dana, and I am a homeschooling mama to a kindergartner, a preschooler, and then I also have a 9-month-old who I'm actually really surprised she hasn't shown up in this video yet. Normally I'm either getting her or something like that, but she is napping right now. Anyway, I do hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I'd love to have you join our family, and you can do so by subscribing down below. But until our next video, you guys stay safe and God bless. Bye.